Hey guys, sorry about the late start. This is the first time we've ever used YouTube Live, and there was a little error, something I didn't realize I was doing wrong. But I'm hoping this time it's right. You guys can hear me, right? Fingers crossed you can. It says there's people watching, so it should be working. All right, awesome. All right. Just give me a quick second here to see how this room works in comparison to what we normally use, which is not this, obviously. Right, so we can get a chat over here. This YouTube stuff is pretty cool. I'm thinking about changing from our normal software to YouTube. So this is the first test of it. Let's see how it's working. Right, so how are you guys doing? I'm not sure by what it's repeating means. How's the quality, guys? Do you mean you hear an echo? Is that what you mean by repeating? I've got no idea what repeating means. I changed the source of the audio. All right, well, look, everything sounds and looks okay. That's fine by me. Hopefully that's going to be working for everyone. Let's see how this... The benefit of this is that the webinar gets uploaded to YouTube right away. So there's no actual upload, so people can just watch a recording right away. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to test it today. So there's a few quick announcements that I need to make before we get started. No, it's not a public room. It's unlisted, so only people with a link can join. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, few announcements. I am off on holiday tomorrow. I'm off to Ireland for about a week or so. We're just going to see how it goes. Don't really have a whatchamacallit, a ticket back. We're just going to come back when we feel like coming back. So, yeah. Off to Ireland, gonna be on holiday. Means that we won't have any webinars this coming week. That's why we're doing a Monday webinar. Last week, I said that we were going to change the webinars to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But that's for the week after this week. Because this week, I'm off on holiday. So, I figured I'd do a Monday webinar just so we can get, kick things off with some analysis, and I would update the analysis throughout the week in the forum. I am going to be kind of trading on my holiday, so I will be able to update the forum, but yeah, there won't be any actual webinars simply because I won't have any recording software with me, and I don't want to do webinars on my holiday, pretty much. So, that's the announcement done. Let's get started. Welcome to the Forex for Noobs price action analysis. I'm Nick Bencino. Today is Monday, the 21st of May, 2018, and the time is 19:06 here in the UK. You're looking at an AUDJPY daily chart. Ooh, I haven't started recording. Oops. I'm going to start recording now. I don't think I need to record this separately, but I figured I'd do it just in case. Just as a kind of backup. Anyway, so let's get started with today's analysis. In today's analysis, we're going to be looking for price action setups across most of these pairs listed here. When I say price action setups, what I mean is we're going to be looking for reversal setups, continuation setups, range bound setups, all kinds of setups. Don't discriminate when it comes to price action setups. If it's a valid setup, I will take it. Counter trend, with the trend, whatever. So without further ado, let's just get into this thing. AUDJPY is it's just going up, isn't it? I mean, it's just broken through this resistance area. Looks like it's heading up. Might give us a continuation on a smaller time frame, maybe. I don't know. Right now, though, there's nothing that I'd really want to trade there. AUD New Zealand, that one's broken above resistance and has started shooting up. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to be into a long continuation, you should already be in it. It's a bit late to get into it now. AUD/USD is much like the other AUD pairs. I mean, it's just broken above that resistance area. Keep an eye out for a continuation from here, but right now, there's nothing that's very clear that's forming. CAD/JPY is just in between support resistance, nothing much. The reason I don't want to do analysis on Mondays anymore is just because Mondays you don't really tend to find very many setups. So I think it's better to do analysis on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But like I said, for those who missed it, for those who came in late, this week we're doing Monday because I'm going to be away for the rest of the week. Today is the last day I'm here. I'm off on holiday, so we're doing a Monday webinar. EURGBP pushed up to resistance. Interesting. Trending up and kind of trending down. Bit of a, whatever these things are called, forming. Can never remember the names of it. It's not a great one. Where did that line go? Who knows? Yeah, so, I mean, there is some potential for a short trade from this resistance area, but I don't know. It doesn't look that good. Let's just see what happens here. I mean, if we do get some clear indecision, there might be a short trade, but right now it looks like it's still headed up. It is stalling a little bit on the smaller time frames, but it looks like buyers are still very much in control. So I wouldn't be surprised if this just goes boom and continues straight up through here. But who knows? I mean, it might stall out here on this resistance area, so it might give us a chance at a reversal. So let's keep a close eye on EURGBP. Right, EURGBP. Yeah, I agree. EURGBP is messy. EURGBP, as usual, is messy. It just gets stuck on top of support resistance areas. So there's nothing that I'd really want to trade there. EURUSD. EURUSD has, last week it finally started moving down again. And now it's stalling on top of this support area. But it's in a pretty strong downtrend. Is anyone long on EURUSD? No? Okay. I thought some of you would have been long on this one. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's if you were long, you should have been long already. It's too late to get in now. GBP AUD, this one's just pushing down. I mean, there's nothing we could do there. Mondays are kind of boring days, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't find many setups today. GBP USD is continuing down. Finally. Waiting a while for that one. Anyone short on this? From where? I don't see any clear continuation setup on Euro USD. If it climbs back up to resistance, as Andre is saying, then yeah, sure, but before that, no. No, I'm not talking to you, Graham. I'm talking to OP. OP was asking, would you be looking for a continuation setup on Euro USD? There's no continuation setup here. It's sitting on top of a support area. But GBP USD, there was a pretty good rebound continuation. Rebound continuations we talked to, there's a new video about them in the course. It's a new type of trade setup we're looking at. This one was a particularly messy rebound continuation, but it could have been traded as a rebound continuation. It was really just a general continuation. Price got below that support area, came back up, tested it. It was clear it had become resistance. Was also below that 200 MA. Very, very clear and obvious setup. Good work, Graham, on getting in on that one. What's your target overall? Yeah, it took quite some time to get going, didn't it? A lot of continuations do take their time. Generally speaking, not this much time. This one was like particularly long, but $31.60. All right, right about here. Fair enough. Well, looks like a solid trade. Good work getting in on it. I think we talked about this potential trade on Thursday's analysis last week. So I'm glad that some of you entered. New Zealand JPY is just pushing up through resistance. Nothing much to see there. New Zealand USD has broken below support. Let's keep a close eye on this. This could give us a nice continuation trade. It's pulling back up to resistance now. So price broke below the support area. It's pulling back to resistance. If we can get a pullback to resistance, we can trade a continuation there. Definitely worth keeping an eye on New Zealand USD. USD CAD, just super messy. It's like magnetized to this area here. This support resistance area. When it first got here, it just got stuck on there for like 2 weeks. It finally broke out, went straight back down to it. Went through it, straight back to it. Moved away, straight back to it. There's something about this level that USD CAD seems to love, so. There's not much good trading on USD CAD, which is a shame. It's one of my favorite pairs, but right now it's not looking that great. USD CHF, yeah, nothing much going on there. It's pulled back from this resistance area. USDJPY, pretty solid indecision on this resistance area. It's up above the 200 MA now. It looks like it's going to keep trending up. Just looking at the smaller time frames, getting an idea of what the price action is doing there. Yeah, let's keep a close eye on this resistance area. It looks good. Might give us a potential reversal trade, or possibly a continuation trade if it pushes up a little bit further. But yeah, that wraps it up for the analysis, guys. There's not that much going on, which is no surprise for a Monday. Like I said, I'd rather do these webinars on Tuesday, but I'm away this week on holiday, so that's not going to happen. I will be updating this analysis via the forum, though, so I'll be active on the forum. I'll do analysis updates. I'll let you guys know if I enter any of these trades. Yeah, I see what you mean, but there's still a big problem with this, that it looks like it's just going to bounce. We discussed this in depth in, I think it was Thursday's webinar last week. We discussed this in a lot of detail. Someone was talking about taking a short here with a target down here. That was before it spiked down, and I said that it's a bit of a risk because it's very likely that it's going to bounce from here, which it did end up doing. I'm not bragging, but I guess I kind of like got that one right. But it's not as if this was hard to predict. I mean, if you look at this area here, it's only really a major support resistance on the smaller time frames. But as far as you look back, it has had an impact on price. Like, starting here, this kind of general area, you can see a bounce here, a bounce there, minor bounce there, a big bounce there, another bounce there. So this area has held back price quite a few times. When it was going down, it was kind of obvious that it was going to turn price around. So my point is, going in short from this resistance area is a bit of a risk, in my opinion. Well, what about it? Yeah, you could keep the TP above those lows, but with the example that we were talking about last week, there was no way to keep your take profit above those lows because the risk reward ratio was just not good enough. This was the risk reward ratio, about 1.19. And that was with a very tight entry and a very tight stop loss. In this example, it could be better, but the margins would still be pretty tight. You'd have to get in as soon as it broke that low, and you'd have to have a super tight stop loss. It's just not worth the risk. Jack, what about this? Are you in the trade? Do you want to get into the trade? So you want to get in on a pullback all the way down to a pullback all the way down to there. Your stop loss is above your... Guessing you mixed those numbers up. No, what? The stop loss you gave, Jack, is above current price, but so is the take profit. One thing at a time, guys. What did I do wrong now? Jack, you did it wrong again. I'm assuming that's 117 with a stop loss at... This setup makes no sense to me, Jack. Your stop loss is above the recent low, which is just generally speaking a bad idea, bad stop loss. Really risky. Your risk to reward ratio is only 1.67, and that's at the next resistance area, which is again risky. Not a good trade at all. Stop is too tight, entry is too late, target is too tight. If you wanted to get into this trade, you should have been in from like down here at the 117.57-ish, maybe even on a retrace a bit lower. That way you have a good risk to reward ratio. Your trade has a horrible risk to reward ratio. Stop loss is way too tight. It's above the recent low, which is usually just a big risk. I suggest you go back and watch the course again. There's a whole section on placing your stop losses, where I talk about placing your stop behind barriers. Recent highs and lows are very important barriers. You should definitely go back and rewatch everything. Entered USD CAD on a retrace. I mean, that's fine. If you've entered on a retrace, then you've got a good risk to reward ratio. Just make sure your target is around about Make sure your target's around about the 1.12755. Sorry, 1.2755. Around about there. You don't want your target any lower than there. A bit higher is going to be better even. 127.60, 65. That'd be a much better target. I definitely have my stop above this this candle here, but that's just me. Couldn't you set pending orders to get you into the trades? Yeah, that's what I usually do if I spot a good setup and I know I'm not going to be around. Or set chart alarms, either one. If it hasn't closed, if the indecision candle hasn't closed yet, then I'll set a chart alarm because I don't know if the indecision candle is going to close as indecision. But if everything is closed, then I have an exact entry point where I want to get in, and I'm just waiting for price to reach that entry point. Then I'll set a pending order. If nothing has closed, and there's no clear you can't clearly see if it's going to turn into a trade or not, then just set chart alarms, or just set an alarm on your phone to come back when the candle closes. Are there any other questions, guys? I'm not sure what you mean by confirmation. For confirmation of what? To enter the trade? No, it's a... Well, yeah, it's a candlestick in the direction I want after indecision, but generally speaking, it has to break the new low. This is all like explained in detail in the course, because there's several different kinds of setups. So there's no like main thing. For a reversal setup, it's a candle going in the direction that I want to enter the trade and making a new high or a new low beyond the indecision candle. But then for continuation setups, the rules are a little different. Have you gone through the course yet? There's a pretty thorough section on trading plans in the planning course. So this course has a kind of thorough section on trading plans, and it also has a trading plan template that you can download and then fill out. You can submit your trading plan to your trading coach, which is probably George, and he'll give you feedback on the trading plan. Should have got a message from George. If you want a more in-depth trading plan, it's all part of the mastermind course. But I think you're not a mastermind member. I think you're a member of the basic course, not the full course. So I don't think you have access to all the advanced trading plan and all that kind of stuff. But you can use the trading plan in the planner course, and then you could send it off to George, and George will look at it for you. Any other questions, guys? And it would definitely be good. You need a trading plan. Everyone needs a trading plan. If you're trading without a plan, then you're wasting your time. If you're trading without a trading journal, then you're definitely wasting your time. Yeah, I'm sure I will. Dublin, Belfast. Should be good. Jamil, I suggest you go through the course again, first of all. After you've done that, I would suggest you get in touch with George. You could always message me, but like I said, I'm going to be on holiday, so I won't be replying very quickly this week. So you're probably best off messaging George this week. You should have an email from George as soon as you join the course. And George will help you kind of get started and address any kind of go over anything you're missing. He'll answer all your questions. And when I am back, probably early next week, I'll if you still have questions, then you can just ask me directly, or you can continue asking George. I mean, George is also a full-time trader. Yeah, I think that this YouTube live thing is pretty cool. I like it too. A few kinks today getting started, but it was fine. What does everyone else think of YouTube live? Compared to the other platform we were using before this? Ooh, the video quality is better. That's good. That's good to hear. It should technically be. I've never done a YouTube live, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it should technically be posted right away. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. It should be easy for phone. No registration. That's also another good option. Another good feature, rather. Well, we're going to keep it going for another few webinars, just see how it goes. If this YouTube live thing is as good as it's seeming right now, then we'll be switching to this one completely. I'm hoping it is good because it looks good so far. But anyway, guys, as I said, I am off on holiday tomorrow. I'm going to be checking out Ireland for about a week, roughly. I'll keep in touch with you guys via the forum. I'll post analysis to the forum while I'm gone, but I will not be doing any webinars. I know I've already said this, but there's always people who show up late. Maybe someone didn't hear me at the start. So this is the last analysis for this week, but I will be posting to the forum. And of course, the analysis will return to normal next week. Next week, we'll be doing a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday analysis session. And I'm thinking for the rest of the year, we're just going to be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These Monday ones are a little boring because there's usually not that much happening on Monday. It doesn't really start picking up until Wednesday. Sometimes on a really good week, Tuesday, things start to kick off. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think it's just better times, better days for webinars. So we'll be doing that as of next week. So yeah, thank you guys for joining the webinar today. And I'll see you for next week's webinar.